The Di9 Designs NAOR series heads to their second road course in a row while we are here at the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas for the NJB Designs 117 here on JCTV. Currently, Kenneth Cheney is the fastest man on track in practice, a 138.715 Peach P2. The guy that somehow won last week after starting on the pole, spinning in lap 1, turn 1, having another spin after a pit stop, again in turn 1. Jonathan Parker, he is currently 6th on the practice charts. A little bit surprised to see him down, not in the top 3 rather, but even just sitting outside the top 5. It could boost a lot of confidence for some of these other drivers. Try to get as many points as possible tonight. As you know, of course, this is another step in the road to a championship for the Di9 Designs NAOR series. I'm Joshua Coppernoll. I'm joined by Brett Bennett. Brett, how's it going?
It is going well. Looking forward to some racing here from the state of Texas. COTA, the first road course I ever actually went to race at, so fun track. Running a little bit different layout tonight. I don't think I've ever seen a race on this layout before, so it's going to be kind of interesting. Kind of cutting out the top of the course, have a little bit of a chicane on the top end of the track, kind of a cut through with the chicane. Good to see right now, top 6 all within half a second of each other, so really tight grouping in terms of lap times. So really going to be interesting to see what happens as we get going here tonight. You mentioned Jonathan Parker, Kenneth Cheney, Hunter Peach, Nick Hapiak, John Phillips, and Pacey Wygen all also showing speed. So all 6 of them right in it with each other in terms of pace so far in practice. It'll be really interesting to see how that plays out here tonight.
So we do have just a minute left in practice, so I'm going to ask you, Brett, who is your pick to win tonight?
I'm going to go with Hunter Peach. I think I went from last week too, but he always, last week included, seemed to be very strong on the long run, kept his tires under him for the most part. I think he does a really good job of that, and he has really good pace usually at these road courses. I think Hunter Peach is going to get it done here tonight at the Circuit of the Americas.
I'm going to go with John Phillips. I mentioned, or I actually did pick him last week for sure. Really impressed with his speed so far. He's done such an incredible job in this short season. Almost came away with the win last week at the Daytona Road Course. I think it's time. John Phillips gets that win, and I believe it's going to come right here tonight at COTA.
And just like last week, we will have a 15-minute group qualifying session coming up right here as this practice ends. And then a 10-minute warm-up, which seems excessively long, but it'll be fine.
So first one out on the track is going to be John Phillips.
Yep, Phillips and Meredith rolling off pit road here. Through turn 1, that's going to be interesting on that start, climbing the hill up the turn 1, a heavy braking zone. You can see cars going 6-7 wide, and there's on that initial start. Then up through the S's. I'm personally, having driven this track, not a big fan of the S's. There's some tracks where like a section kind of like the S's exists that I feel like has a really good rhythm and flow to it. I don't feel that way about COTA. As you see there, that little cut through with the chicane, that's where we're kind of differing here. And then a shorter straightaway into the sharp turn 12. Now through these switchbacks in the stadium section.
Meredith actually spun out a little bit there.
Yeah, Meredith last week, if I remember right, had multiple spins in last week's event at Daytona Road Course. Just seemed to struggle getting the braking down like he needed.
So this course is 2.26 miles long. And on the last corner, John Phillips now on the front straightaway, get across the line to start his official first qualifying lap. Now, you do get as many qualifying laps as you want. It's not the standard 2, with this being a 15-minute open qualifying session.
Yeah, and you see all that space you get into turn 1. A lot of space to arc your entry, but it's going to get tight. It can get tight there, especially you get a couple cars in a pack. Really good opportunity to outbrake people. And this is the part, it's going to be really interesting. At least the way I'm looking at it, that chicane on the little cut through looks like it's a one-lane chicane if you want to carry any kind of speed through there. So, see, and of course, not the only series we're going to see here at COTA this season. I believe the SAC Coast Cup Series is going to be here later this year in their season, which got underway last night.
And that is correct. Currently multitasking, and I'm not very good at it. But yeah, SAC did get going last night. It was a really, really fun race to watch, Brad. Unfortunately, you got spun out, but
I think I'm on a streak of 5 straight plate races in leagues here on JCTV where I have been up front with like late in the race and have either the one race I did it was Slide Job where I threw it away myself, their season opener, but the other Slide Job plate races and other plate races, since second at Daytona and BSR, I think I'm on a streak of 5 straight where I've gotten wrecked out on the last lap or next to last lap. But it happens. It was a fun race. Enjoying racing with my teammates there, Traber, Wyatt, and Matthew. That was fun. Wish I could have gotten it done. Thought I had a great chance. Just unfortunately, Brady was just trying to give me a good push and got me spun out. But here at COTA, I was going to say about this track, though, it really is a rhythm track. It's a very... You get into a rhythm, especially now that they've cut out the top of the course. Not a lot of long straightaways. Lots of kind of medium, low-speed corners. So it's a lot about getting into a rhythm and setting up your next quick and knowing which corners to give up time to set up other corners. As on the first lap, Phillips fastest so far, 139.538. I would expect his tires get temperature these times will pick up.
Currently watching Donnie Kite, who is trying to get around the track. John Phillips. His first lap was a 139.538. He's going to cross the line. I assume this is going to be faster.
Yeah, 139.211. Hunter Peach ran a really fast first lap as well, 139.666. Nobody else even down in the 140s. Happy Act with a 139.783 to bump him up to third.
Nathan Lehman currently ninth. The 147.160 is his last lap. He's going to come off the last corner. I believe that lap was invalid. Braden Holt. Across the line. I believe that one was invalid. Here we have Hunter Peach. Hunter still currently P2. I'm not sure if all these laps that I keep clicking on are all invalid, or if it's just some issue with timing.
I would not be surprised a lot of people are invalidating laps. It's really easy to pick up 1X's here that will invalidate the lap times.
Yeah, because the track limits, you know, there is so much space here that you can run off that the NASCAR drivers do, but the track limits are set for, you know, the road racing, and so it makes it a little difficult to get those runs that you need.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any kind of incident limit in the race, so you'll actually be able to see people kind of... Obviously, if you cut a corner, you'll get a slowdown, but running wide on exit, I don't believe will give slowdowns. So we're going to see people probably, especially like turn 12 right here, we'll see probably a couple people running it wide there, and also a couple other spots using the whole track in the race, but in practice, in qualifying, you can't do that.
So I just want to point out, that lap by Hunter Peach was invalid. He ran a 1:39.215, which would have still put him second, but by 4 1/1000ths of a second. Let's see what he can do here.
Yeah, another person right now probably looking to put up a good time is Jonathan Parker. He is fastest lap, a 1:41.015. Not a good lap time so far for Jonathan Parker.
And he's got Phillips right in front of him. We know Phillips is quick, but Phillips is
actually,
yeah,
I guess
pulling
Phillips
off.
decided he wasn't going to improve with what he had.
Parker actually pulling into pit road.
And Parker had a bunch of cars in front of him that were a little bit slower, so maybe strategy here for Parker, maybe going to try to give himself a little bit cleaner track. Another driver who hasn't set a time so far, Kenneth Chaney, was the fastest driver in our practice. He is yet to set a lap time as well. He just rolled out of pit lane.
A 1:38.989 Hunter Peach, top of the board.
Excuse me.
You mentioned Kenneth Chaney. We'll go ahead and ride on board with him when he does get to the line. He's got Ruiz just ahead of him.
Yeah, and you really don't want a car right in front of you when you're coming to start your lap. Especially somebody you are faster than, because they can easily hold you up, and any contact with them will invalidate your lap. So definitely a consideration for these drivers.
Slowing down, allowing some drivers to get on by.
Yeah, smart from Chaney. Going to try to give himself some clean track here to start his lap. Big gap. There was a big gap behind Chase McGuire, so Chaney going to just roll into that gap.
And now Cheney, we're going to go ahead and ride on board with him. This is the last corner, and here's front stretch. Start finish line there.
At a new section of this track that they're using for this race, the little cut through that line you have to run through there is interesting. It almost looks like a single groove type thing where you almost just straight line that chicane. I've never ran this layout of COTA, so I have to ask the drivers about that, but
Off the final corner. 139. 284. P3 for Kenneth Cheney.
yeah, that's about what I would have expected. Good lap time there, 4:76. Jonathan Parker's picked up to a 1:45.76. That's going to have to bump up to 6. Still not great so far, though, from Jonathan Parker. Not looking like he has the same level of speed we saw from him at Daytona. And speaking of interesting, it might end up being seeing same front row at Daytona. Wygen and Parker actually got together on the first lap when Parker spun it. We might have said similar here. Wygen and Parker currently sitting in the 5th and 6th spots.
Jonathan Parker trying to stay on his hot streak. Kyle Tubb currently 8th quick. Here's Pacey. See if Cheney's able to improve. One. Invalid. But I think he gets another opportunity here as he crossed the line just before time expired. Nikapiak. That's going to invalidate his lap time there.
Yeah, John Phillips jumped to the top of the board a minute ago. Yeah, and Jonathan Parker going to start back in the 7th spot, it appears, and possibly lower if somebody can beat. Cheney decided to pull off. Pacey Wygen, I believe, is still on a lap, as is no Virginia Minch. Possibly Jose Ruiz as well.
I believe it's Lehman, Chappell, Ruiz, and Wygen.
Yep, they are all still on their laps. Hey, Lehman currently sitting back in the 18th position, looking to improve here. He does not. Dylan Chappell, I believe, was invalidated. A 148.74 for Ruiz. That's going to have to bump him up to 10th. Pacey goes at 145.35. No improvement for Pacey, and that will do it for qualifying. So,
All
John
right.
W. Phillip, your pole sitter.
Nathan Lane still driving around track, but this might just be for a little extra practice. There are 7 seconds. So qualifying is over. They head into the 10-minute warm-up. And so while that is going on,
Yeah, we'll see how seriously people take this warm-up. Last week seemed like a lot of people kind of were just not taking the warm-up super seriously, wrecking and just doing kind of their own thing.
yeah, so upcoming here on JCTV, we've got still plenty of action tomorrow night. I'm really, really excited to see what tomorrow is going to bring. Not going to be there. And I'm sad. Sad. I'm not going to be there, but
I'm not. I'm not going to be there either for other reasons.
yeah, I'm going to have fun. You're serving a penalty, actually, so
I'm still going to have fun. I'm going to just go run Bathurst instead. 12 hours of iRacing 12 hours of Bathurst tomorrow. Love Mount Panorama, so that'll be fun. I deserved a penalty, so oh well. But yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun race to watch here on JCTV. I believe Dawson Allen will have the call tomorrow night, along with I'm not sure who's joining him in the booth. Maybe Jonathan Parker or Traber. Either way, that'll be a lot of fun. In the Pits News Truck Series, really been a mix of. I'm getting better at it. The Amsoil Truck Series has really been a mixed bag this season of winners. I think I've been having my best season ever in there until being a complete moron at Auto Club after probably being in a spot where I could have won that race if I hadn't got in my own head. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow night. It's been really competitive. I believe we've had 5 different winners in 5 races, if I'm not mistaken, in the Amsoil Truck Series this season.
No, Ethan Fonseca Moreno won 2 in a row.
I forgot he won 2.
Pocono
I
and
forget the other one he won.
Daytona Road Course.
I forgot about the Daytona Road Course. That's why. I never saw him at Daytona Road Course because I didn't get lapped. Yeah, still, that's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow night. Chicagoland really always puts on a great show in the Truck Series. I think every race we've had there has been great. I know last season we had a photo finish between me and Michael Kruger, so that'll be a lot of fun. And then after that, Monday night, the TNR Truck Series, Total Nonstop Racing Truck Series. We're going to have a double header from Daytona, 1 race in the daytime and 1 race at nighttime. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm fortunately not going to be able to make it that race because I have a meeting that night, but that's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Had a lot of races at Daytona lately, and almost all of them have been exciting. Those trucks always a lot of fun at Daytona. Yeah,
I'm actually going to be in that race. I'm super excited. got 2 opportunities to go out there and either get a win or help my teammates win, which is always the goal. Help the team out and make sure one of us takes the win. I've got a good feeling that Radius Racing is going to be pretty strong, and I'm looking forward to working with them. Yeah, I mean, for those that know, I am the owner of PBR, but I do a lot of stuff with Radius Racing. Pretty much the only place I was PBR was the Amsoil Truck Series. So I'm really excited to be working with Radius. They always seem to know what they're doing at the restrictor plate races. It's such a tough team to beat.
There's a reason why the plate races in most leagues are dominated by 2 teams, and that's SBLD and Radius, in my opinion. SBLD has been more recent. We've really improved what we do in our strategies at plate tracks, and Radius has always been really hard to beat at any of those drafting type tracks. So it's gonna be a lot of fun to watch. TNR's put on a couple great shows this season, so that'll be fun. And then Tuesday night, gonna be an interesting one. The Slide Job Racing League goes to the Monster Mile, Dover. I love that track. I have don't know if I've ever run it before in the Xfinity car, so it's gonna be a kind of a learning curve for me. I'm just gonna try to have a clean race. Really been struggling this season. Finally got a good run at Vegas, but looking forward to that one. Coming off a very clean race at Vegas. I believe we had only 1 caution. Green flag pit stops. Eventually, the win, I believe, went to, I want to say Luke Nutt, but I might be wrong on that. Oh, no, it was Ethan Fonseca Moreno.
Luke Nutt wasn't in that race at Las Vegas, but yeah.
It was ETB. It was ETB.
Collecting his first career Slide Job Racing League win.
I cannot believe that was his first win in that league, because he's a really good driver.
Yeah, it is crazy to think about, actually. Because he's incredible. And I think now that he's got that first one out of the way, watch out, everybody else. Dover should be exciting. I'm not going to be on the track. I'll be in the booth, and I know I definitely have never touched Dover with the Xfinity car, so I'm certainly glad I'm not starting on Tuesday. Dover is so much fun, and those Xfinity cars, so they're so hard to drive. I couldn't imagine trying to get accustomed to such a hard track like Dover. With the Xfinity cars, such a short time.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And then Thursday night, last night we saw the season opener of the SAC Coast to Coast, or I think I've got too many league titles. I'm making sure I'm right on this. SAC Coast to Coast Cup Series. The next week gonna be at Auto Club Speedway out in California. The unfortunately former track out in California in real life, but that's going to be a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun last night in that league, and I hope the broadcast was just entertaining. I haven't had a chance to go back and watch it yet, but yeah, that league put on a great show at Daytona. Really competitive race, and then Auto Club's always a fun track. A little bit of mixture of draft kind of speedway racing. The next gen's going to be a little bit less of that, but usually a handful at Auto Club. One or 2 times I've run it before in that car, so that's going to be a lot of fun as well.
Yeah, I absolutely love Auto Club Speedway. Such a fun track to race, and those that know me know I love Michigan International Speedway. Home track, Auto Club, so similar to MIS. And just kind of go on your point from way earlier when you said you believe that COTA is on the schedule. Yeah, COTA is actually their 4th race, which will be on March 14th, which is my birthday, actually. And I've already talked to Cody, told him I want to sponsor that race, and he said it's all mine. So that's still few races out, actually. We've got Auto Club, then Gateway, and then COTA.
Yeah, it's gonna, and yeah, that's Cycles Discovery. It's a very competitive league, but I had a lot of fun broadcasting this year. I'm really excited to racing it this season. I like what I've seen from that league in terms of how it's driven and how it's run. It's kind of fun. I hadn't really gotten that much of a chance to interact with people in that league outside of the booth until the last couple races. Got invited to join Traver Burns' team, which it was a lot of fun running with them last night. So looking forward to the rest of that season there. And unfortunately, last night didn't work out quite like I wanted, but I put myself in a good spot and just things didn't work out kind of into the race plate racing things. So yeah, and then last but not least, next Friday we're back here with the NAOR Di9 Designs Cup Series at Pocono, which I love Pocono personally. It's like one of my favorite tracks. I think my first NIS win came there, and my first and also I beat Alex Pillow there. So fun track.
And it's also going to be the third crown jewel of the season. Can't believe we've already gone through quite a bit of the season so far, but Michigan, Daytona, Pocono, and Talladega being the crown jewels for this season. That concludes the warm-up session, and we get ready to head racing. "46 laps tonight will make up the race distance. No cautions, unless if there is complete calamity, which is going to take quite a lot. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup. Presented by JCTV. John Phillips has the pole. Hunter Peach will start second. Now remember, these guys did not start in the front row last week, but they were pretty much gifted first and second, and they had an incredible battle leading to quite a bit of the race.
Yeah, and then making up our second row, we got Kenneth Cheney and Nick Hapiak. Hapiak last week led a lot of the early parts of the race, but seemed to struggle in the long run. So he's going to try to take care of his stuff a little bit better this week. Then the rest of the top 10, Pacey Wygen and Braden Holt. Jonathan Parker all the way back in 7th along with Jimmy Minch. And then Kyle Todd and Jose Ruiz running out the top 10.
Starting in 11th is going to be Zachary Meredith, Hunter Sr. 12th. 13th will be Giovanni Klein, Cole Snyder 14th. 15th, Chase McGuire, Dylan Chappell 16th. 17th will be Donnie Kite. 18th, Nathan Lehman. 19th, Josh Arnold. Justin Quimby 20th. And 21st is going to be Mike Campbell. These drivers getting ready, as it is a short pace lap here at the Circuit of the Americas.
Yeah, getting ready to pace. We're going to make that left turn down into the pit lane. Field into the control of John Phillips.
And we are getting ready to go green. Green flag is out. Maybe?
The start line is different from the finish line at COTA.
Okay, green flag is out. We're underway here at COTA. And Kenneth Cheney. What a move.
They're 4 wide behind him.
Oh, indeed they are. Still 3 wide for the race lead.
Braden Holt around.
John Phillips runs wide.
It's going to drop him all the way back to 5th. Jonathan Parker did not get a good start. Maybe got together with Braden Holt. Once we get going here, we'll have to go back maybe and take a look at that. But quite a start there as they go through that cut-through section. I don't know what to call it. Cheney all over the back bumper, though, of Hunter Peach for the race lead right now as they cycle through turn 12.
And I'm not going to try to guess what turn is what.
I only know turn 12 because it's turn 12 on the long oval, so it'll still be turn 12 probably, because it's probably like the cut throughs are like 7A and 11B or something like that. But the turn 12 is a heavy braking zone, a good passing area.
Hunter Peach gonna go through the final corner on the track, and lap 1 will be led by Hunter Peach.
Yeah, Pacey Wygent with a run down the front straightaway, maybe going to take a look at Kenneth Cheney in the braking zone in the turn 1. And with the elimination of turn 11 and turn 12 from this shortened layout, it does kind of eliminate a passing zone or two. Oh, Peach ran wide in turn 1. Cheney going to be side by side for the race lead into the S's. Wasn't quite able to hold it on the outside there.
Yeah, Peach's going to come away with it. He had some mistakes last week as well at the Daytona Road Course. Still ran fast and still ran led a lot of laps.
Yeah, Peach was one of our. I think there was really 6 cars in contention last week who looked like they might have a chance at one point or another.
Cheney!
And Cheney, deep move into turn 13, able to get new leader 76 of Kenneth Cheney. Yeah, I was gonna say the last week it looked like kind of 6 cars really were in that battle for the win at one point or another. Cheney, Peach, Wygent, Happyack, Phillips, and Parker. But Peach not going away on Cheney right now.
He was taking a peek there to the inside, driver's right.
Yeah, through kind of that long sweeping left-right-hander, kind of reminiscent of turn 8 at Istanbul. I believe that was the turn that was modeled at when this track was designed. Peach gets a good launch out of the final corner, but kind of looks like maybe got a little squirrely and not able to keep the throttle down, pulling in line behind Kenneth Cheney. Phillips trying.
Cheney lock up the left rear. Hunter Peach trying to close in.
We're seeing a lot of people struggling to get that launch out of turn 1. The problem is, if you can keep the lead out of turn 1, it's really hard to get by you into turn 2.
Hunter Peach.
Cheney didn't get a good launch out of 11B.
Oh, wow. Big time overdrive. Hunter Peach going to take the lead.
Cheney's still there, though.
Indeed he is.
To be fair, if we're using NASCAR track limits, that's a perfectly acceptable move.
Peach is to the inside.
Yeah, but Cheney going to keep it. He's going to have the inside line through this long sweeper, and Peach going to just slot back in the line.
Peach has momentum, though. Not going to get there in time, but he has momentum.
Yeah, now into the final 2 corners. Pacey Wygent also right there. Happyack and Phillips not far back.
Oh, Peach got to the inside of Cheney. Cheney with the run off, though. Wygent gonna look to the inside of Peach. Peach is gonna get the run off.
Yeah, Peach forced him to pinch off his exit. There's so much space, and it really narrows on that exit of turn 1. Wygent looking a little bit to the S's. The problem is, once you're in the S's, you kind of just have to follow. Not really any good spot to make a pass there.
On the long course, it seems like those S's just never end. They just continue on before making a very sharp left-hander to go down a very long straightaway. But here, of course, cutting off a lot of the track.
Yeah, the long straightaway, one of the funniest NASCAR races I've ever been to. The initial race here at COTA in the rain, in conditions that no sane racing series would have raced in, but NASCAR didn't realize that there was such thing as too much rain. It's a fun race. Peach right there on Cheney once again.
Peach taking more of an aggressive run on the outside, trying to get a run off, but got loose. This is actually going to open the door back up for Pacey Wygant, trying to make a move to the inside of turn 1. Peach not blocking, Wygant not taking.
Yeah, and still a lot of time left in this race. People being patient. And once again, something to look for in this race will be, do drivers take tires on the caution, or on the pit stop?
Oh! It's that Kyle Tubb that just cut the course a little bit.
Yeah, Kyle Tubb, oh, he just caught the turtle on the inside, and that just put his was up in the well, caught him to go straight. He'll have to slow down. He'll be able to keep going. Another thing to look for: Braden Holtz worked his way all the way back up the 10th after getting spun out on the initial in turn 1 on the first lap. I believe this is a little bit of a locker from Jonathan Parker got into him, and then more kind of between him and Jonathan Parker, and then it looks like on an upshift he just lost it. But he's worked his way all the way back up to the 10th spot. Peach got a good run through turn 20.
Peach is there all over the back bumper of Cheney. Cheney has a little bit of the momentum on the front straightaway. Now going up that hill, a huge elevation climb.
Yeah, and because of that elevation, you can really drive it in deep in the turn 1, and you probably won't lock up the front brakes because of that. Uphill really helps your braking.
Riding on board with Pacey Wygant through those S's. Just incredible shot to see what he's seeing. He actually got loose there.
Yeah, still the top 7 within 5 seconds of each other. The 6 cars we discussed who were kind of in contention last week, along with Jimmy Minch. Jimmy Minch having a really strong run up in the 6th spot.
So, last week, and you kind of already mentioned it just a moment ago about tires. Last week, we were deciding, do drivers take tires? Do they not take tires? Just fuel only on their pit stop? And I told you guys I was team no tires. And it actually was team no tires that came away with the win. I'm wondering if these drivers learned something from last week. And we're going to see really no tires be taken on the pit stop. Now, I imagine pit stops are going to be 23 or very, very close to that. I think some drivers, most drivers, are going to want to cut this race in half, as there will be only one pit stop tonight. So, I mean, coming at 23 will put you right at half. Peach with a great run there. He's going to be to the inside. I'll try to, at least. I think Peach is quicker. He just keeps getting to Cheney at the wrong times, where Cheney's able to get such a huge run off the corner. Cheney's been doing a great job at holding off that pressure, though. As well as Hunter Peach, not only trying to play offense, but also playing defense with Pacey Wadjet right there in the picture as well. Let's get into one. Peach had a run, but Cheney, better exit. Battle for second with Pacey Wadjet. He was looking.
Yeah, they're just not really getting separated so far, but really just not, doesn't seem like there's a lot people can do to really make passes right now.
You okay?
Oh, I'm here, sorry. And couldn't think of a lot to say there. Problems for Justin Quimby. He spun out in the final corner. He's currently in 20th, last car on track, 28 seconds behind the nearest car. Peach is able to get to Cheney into turn 20, but Cheney just gets a really good launch out of the final corner, and it's really keeping Peach from able to make a challenge in the turn 1. Nick Hapiak side by side with John W. Phillips right now. John W. Phillips actually passing Nick Hapiak. Here, fourth big locker for Pacey Wadjet in turn 1.
So Phillips gets into fourth. We saw that big run that Wadjet had, and it's not able to do anything with it because of, well, actually having a big run that was too much of one heading into one. Nick Hapiak has actually gotten back past John Phillips. So Hapiak still in fourth place. Wadjet has fallen off a little bit to the first two drivers. Hunter Peach still right there in the picture, but I think Cheney has just been a little bit quicker here lately. Oh, lock up!
Oh, Peach almost got to the back of Cheney there. Yeah, that's let Cheney get away a little bit, but still, just not a lot of separation so far in this race, and we're just trying to see some lap time fall off as well. Also, Hapiak was able to get back around John Phillips. Not sure what happened there. Phillips actually now under pressure from Jimmy Minch and Jonathan Parker.
This battle for the race lead still continues to go on. See right here, Jimmy Bench, a few car lengths behind Phillips. Once again, locking up that left rear is Cheney. I know I talk a lot about how I don't want tires at road courses on my pit stop, but I can't imagine that left rear is going to have a pretty good life the rest of the race if he continues to do that. Jonathan Parker actually has gotten by Jimmy Mensch. Let's put Parker in 6th place.
Ooh, Wygant drives it in deep in the turn 20. Maybe a little loose on exit, but Wygant can have a run here on Hunter Peach down the front straightaway.
Wygant looking at the inside. Peach gonna let him have it.
Yeah, maybe the tire's starting to fade on that 45. Get up Cheney starting to pull away a little bit out in front of the field.
Chase McGuire, Nathan Lehman battling here for 14th. Another battle happening. Cole Snyder, Giovanni Klein. This is for 12th. Kenneth Cheney getting around Justin Quimby.
Yeah, Justin Quimby struggling so far. He's the first car to go a lap down. Currently got a 3-car battle for the 14th spot as currently Nathan Lehman and Hunter Sr. side by side for 15th.
Hunter Sr. is really, really wide there in the paint.
Oh, he's bobbling. He's pushing. Trying to get to Lehman.
Oh, Chase McGuire was way out, locking up the tires. This brings Lehman into the picture.
Yeah, Lehman maybe going to try to make a move here in turn 1. Actually, instead, just going to follow him in the turn 1.
Still battling. Lehman all over the back of Chase McGuire. Lehman looking to the inside. Lehman's there, side by side. On the driver's left. Side corner, that is. Now on the inside. Lehman's going to get past McGuire. Now McGuire going to try to challenge back for the position. Lehman now pulling away. Josh Arnold hanging with Dylan Chappell. Little update on the race lead though. Pacey Wygant, he is cutting into the race lead of Kenneth Cheney. Meanwhile, Hunter Peach just continuing to go the wrong way.
Yeah, just like last week, Nick Hapiak starting to fade. Really seemed to struggle at the end of these tire runs.
Jonathan Parker half a second behind Phillips. Phillips starting to battle with Nick Hapiak. Phillips looking.
Yeah, not quite able to get a move there. Parker's also lurking right there. They've dropped now 7-8 seconds behind the race leader.
I'm a little bit surprised. Seeing Phillips back here.
Yeah, honestly, just been really have not seen a lot of passing here today, and I think that's what's hurt Phillips. Just really hard for people to make moves.
Fastest driver that last lap was Jonathan Parker. Of course, just behind Phillips. Fastest lap of the race goes to Kenneth Cheney, who, by the way, is under pressure from Pacey Wygent. Wygent looking to the inside. Hunter Peach actually coming back up into the picture. It's Wygent and Cheney still side by side. They might have made a little bit of contact. Cheney not going to be able to hold on. He's going to get a run here, though. It's Pacey Wygent, new race leader. And Hunter Peach now all over the back bumper of Kenneth Cheney.
I gotta think that's the case, that he thinks he can make it to the end of the race.
Was that the fastest car on track? That's at the fastest lap of the race. A 1:39.462. Pacey Wygent looking.
Also, Nick Hapiak came down pit road fuel only as well. He actually got out of the pits 3 seconds ahead of Jonathan Parker, so fuel only as well for the 6. And I'm not sure if they think they're in the fuel window or if they think they're going to have to stop twice. The fact that they took fuel only to me suggests that they're probably in the fuel window.
Well, I'm thinking, 23 is the number of half to get you halfway, and it is very, very close to that. So I have to imagine these guys are thinking, right around here. Just, you're not taking tires. So, in my opinion, there's no reason to cut it in half or maybe go a little bit further to get tires. Kind of go to your fuel window. Maybe if you just want to run halfway. Pacey Wygent, on the other end, just had a terrible time in the S's. He's now under pressure from Hunter Peach, who is going to get past. And Hunter Peach now P2. Let's see what Peach can do. If he can get back up to Cheney and try to challenge for that race lead. Jonathan Parker is catching up to Nick Hapiak. And both of them had a pit stop of 8.1 seconds.
That was very interesting. Hunter Sr. ran wide and actually came to a stop off of turn 12. Don't know why he did that. You're not required to perform a stop and go. Oh, like Kyle top pitted. He actually did take tires.
Nathan Lehman, ever since getting past Chase McGuire, has not actually pulled away very far from McGuire. McGuire still right here with Lehman. These guys are still battling for, right now, what is 11th, as McGuire actually going to go to the inside. This very, very sharp turn, such a shallow turn, that actually is going to help Lehman.
More importantly, right now, we got a battle for ninth. Hapiak and Jonathan Parker battling to be the first cars of the so far. Parker has run down. Hapiak had been kind of struggling on lap time. Also, Jonathan Parker just ran the fastest lap of the race, a 1:39.004 last time by.
He locked those tires up heavily.
Good news is the virtual tires don't get flat spots like the real ones do when you lock up.
Battle for the race lead. Hunter Peach. And Kenneth Cheney once again.
And I think Parker just running the fastest lap, by the way, proof that the tire is really not mattering here today. The question, though, is when do you pit if you're towards the front of the field? If you wait too long, you're going to get passed by Happyack and Parker and Happyack might actually already be in position where they would take the race lead.
Jonathan Parker just struggling to get around Happyack. And 22 laps have been complete, so if these guys wanted to cut it halfway, they'd be coming down this time by. They've got Donald Kite right in front of them. Kite's going to overdrive it, get out of the way. Two drivers still all over each other. See if they come down this time by. None of them are electing to. Big run by Hunter Peach off the final corner, but not able to get there. Nick Happyack and Jonathan Parker still going at it. Parker looking to the inside. He's going to get there. Happyack running wide, though. Happyack, great defensive move. Happyack's going to stay in front of Jonathan Parker for now.
And John W. Phillips right now is closing. He's ran a 139.109. He's closing on these three leaders right now.
I think just having the clean track is really helping. You know, I'm kind of surprised that Wygen or Peach haven't really capitalized on coming to pit road and getting some clean track in front of you. Being able to turn some fast laps. Same with... Well, John Phillips is already faster We know that.
Also,
And
Jonathan Parker had a big moment exiting that little cut-through section, got into the grass wide. And
side by side for the race lead, though, Brett. Hunter Peach actually was on the outside of Kenneth Janey.
Was able to quite get it done. That's going to let Wygant catch up to Peach.
Janey blocked all the way down to the inside, heading into one. So Peach tried to go around on the outside, and they were side by side. Janey just got a little bit of a better exit. Now, once again, nose to tails. Hunter Peach trying to poke to the inside. He's going to get there side by side. Janey runs a little wide. Peach a little bit squirrely there on exit. Janey with the run off the corner.
Yeah, Pete's going to cross him over, though.
Once again, side by side, Hunter Peach trying to get clear.
Janey once again's got the inside line.
It's going to be on the outside. Now he's just got to hold it here for a long right sweeping corner. And he's going to clear Janey. So Hunter Peach finally leading this race.
If I'm Pacey Wygant and John Phillips, I'm pitting right now. There is no reason to stay on track. The way they're battling, they are all losing time to Happyack and Parker.
And they all stay out.
I just don't get it. I'll be honest, if you're going to run it long, that's fine, but the whole reason you pit early is to get out of traffic because you're getting slowed down.
Side by side for the race lead. Janey had a huge run into one. Hunter Peach holding on for now as they're getting ready to catch Cole Snyder.
And as I say that they were running slower, they were actually faster than Happyack last lap, so apparently I don't know what I am talking about. And John Phillips has caught up Pacey Wygant, by the way, at the tail end of this pack.
And I'm not going to let Brett know, but just keep the viewers informed. Nick Happyack actually fastest on track that last time by. Just don't tell Brett. Sutter Peach still leading this race.
He was. His best lap is actually a second slower than that lap, which means he probably got an off track at some point. But
Janey coming in pit road. Wygant Phillips gonna stay out. Wygant actually spins right in front of John Phillips.
And that checked Phillips up a lot. It's going to cost Phillips 2 or 3 seconds. Wygant even more. Phillips up to second, but that can be really costly for Phillips too. And now we watch Kenneth Janey. Big question for Janey. Will it be tires or just fuel only? I don't think I see the tires going up on that car. Yeah, maybe so. Oh, yeah, I do see tires up. So 4 tires for Janey. That's going to probably let Happyack get by him. Happyack charges up the hill. This is the battle for the eventual race lead, possibly. Janey going to stay ahead of Happyack, but he's on cold tires. He's going to struggle as he tries to get these tires up the temperature.
And it does make a difference.
Yeah, you just struggle to... You don't have the grip until these tires get some temperature in them, especially in this next-gen car. We'll see if Happyack can capitalize.
Now for our race leader, Hunter Peach. What does he do? Does he come down this time? Does he stay out? What does Phillips and Wygant do? Peach gonna come down.
Aggressive pit entry there from the 45. Charges the speed line. That's how you got it. That's actually a really good job of getting on pit road from the 45. Phillips also going to come down pit road. Pacey Wygant going to stay out on track and assume the race lead. And Happyak has almost caught Cheney, but the big question right now, what are these two drivers who just came to pit road going to do?
Right side's up on Hunter Phillips. Peach off and away.
Peach took right sides only if he took tires.
His left side.
He took four. He took four. Never mind, I'm dumb.
Oh, Kenneth Cheney! Oh my goodness! What?
R.I.P. Kenneth Cheney.
He just got very, very loose.
Or lifted. I don't know if he just has to leave for something. Just decided to drive it in the wall. Stuff like that's what got me suspended. I hit somebody else. That probably had a lot to do with it too.
That did have a lot to do with it, Brett. Actually.
Yeah. I had a chance to make the joke. I went for it. Yeah, he just never lifted and drove head on into the wall. Then did a flip. Honestly, an impressive backflip there from the 76. Fortunate end of the day for him. Back to our battle for the race lead. Hunter Peach is now leading out of the guys who have pitted, followed by Happyak, Phillips, and Parker. I'm wondering if we're going to see Pacey Wygant take fuel only here whenever he does pit. Wygant's still not coming to pit road though. Battle right now is for the third position between John Phillips on the colder tires and Jonathan Parker. Well, it will be the third position. Currently the battle for sixth. Parker, big run. He's going to look to the inside.
They touch.
A little bit contact there. Phillips going to have the preferred line into the S's. Some more contact. And Phillips going to stay ahead of Jonathan Parker. Parker going to still try to peek back. And yeah, Parker thinks better of it.
So the top three have yet to come down pit road, that being Pacey Wygant, Jimmy Mensch, and Zachary Meredith.
And the delta is such right now where Wygant might be able to keep the lead if he goes for fuel only, but that last lap of him was pretty slow, so he might be struggling a lot right now. I don't know if he's going to want to take fuel only.
Still staying out. He's coming up to 17 laps to go. Jimmy Mensch coming down pit road.
Yeah, good run so far today for the 94.
Zachary Meredith going to come into pit road. So this actually is going to bring in clean track. 400 Peach.
Yeah, and with how much faster Peach is running right now than, or how much the gap is between Peach and Wygant, I don't think Wygant has any chance of keeping the race lead when he does come down pit road. Although timing and scoring is a little funky. I've noticed it kind of flip-flopping over the course of a lap in terms of especially distances between cars that are separated by a decent bit. Jimmy Mensch going to come off pit road in the 6th position after fuel only for the 94. And Peach is out to what would be a 4-second lead over Nick Happyak and even more over Phillips and Parker.
Yeah, saw that gap there in the background. Giovanni Klein has come down pit road. And Pacey Wygant coming now this time.
He was not super aggressive on pit road entry. Would have liked to see him be a little bit more aggressive there, but probably tires a little bit. We'll see. I would, if I'm Wygant with how few laps left, I'd maybe see if I can splash and dash and try to hope I can get the tires cooled a little bit and still have a run at it.
Let's see what happens here. No movement on tires.
Yeah, he's away. 6-second stop. As there you see Hunter Peach going to pass Pacey Wadja, take the race lead. Wadja going to exit in second, and he is not going to be far behind Hunter Peach. But Peach on the much fresher tires. Hunter Peach's last lap, a 1:38.677. Just a note, by the way, Hunter Peach has not recorded a lap time today that is considered a official best lap, because he has not run a lap, I don't think, without at least dropping a tire off the track at some point. But to be honest, a stock car road course like this, there's certain points of the track where it's faster to drop tires, and if track limits are not being strictly enforced, you might as well. Be interesting to see how high some of the incident counts are here tonight. Oh, Phillips to the inside of Happyack.
And Phillips not quite able to complete the pass, still side by side. It's on the outside here. And Happyack.
If I were Phillips, I would have given up more on entry there, tried to cross over Happyack into that corner. Phillips ran a 1:38.842 without an off-track last lap. That is officially our fastest lap of the race.
Phillips still all over the back bumper of Happyack.
Yeah, 15 laps to go at the line this time by. If Phillips can keep running laps like he was running before he caught those two cars in front of him. Also, Jonathan Parker just ran a 1:38.879. Cars running their fastest laps all day right now. Don't know if the track started to cool or what, but really starting to see the lap times pick up as these drivers towards the front of the field really starting to step on it, trying to chase down Hunter Peach.
Cole Snyder battling with Chase McGuire. Jonathan Parker right here with Nick Happyack, though. Happyack staying in front of Jonathan Parker. Jonathan Parker not giving up on Happyack, though.
Yeah, by the way, Hunter Peach last time by ran a 1:38.364. Absolutely blistering the track right now. Although Wygent staying not far off in terms of lap time right now.
Wygent has incredible pace.
Yeah, and none of these laps are officially counting towards best lap of the race because if iRacing will not count the lap time officially if you have any off tracks as they deem, which in a stock car here you get a lot of off tracks. which, to be fair, in real life, there's really no track limits here on how wide you can run. Oh, a bit of lockup from Happyack there in the turn one. A 138, 137 from Pete from Wygent last time by. Gained a whole second on Hunter Peach.
Jonathan Parker trying to get to the inside of Happyack, just unable to do so.
He's going to maybe look on the outside here. A bit of a lockup. Parker getting desperate. Happyack's falling back, and Parker knows if he doesn't get by him soon, it's going to end any chance he has in this race. This is Parker currently 9 seconds back of the race lead.
So, I kind of just clicked in my head that not really said anything about NJB Designs. Right here on screen, this beautiful Fastlane JCTV podcast scheme on this unfortunate Ford. Driven by Donnie Kite. That is by Noah Blackwell, guy behind NJB Design. With all the graphics package brought to you by C2 Graphics.
And your color commentary brought to you by Liberty Bibberty Graphics.
Yeah, no. Anyway, so yeah, first of all, big shout out to Donnie Kite. Running the...
Oh, big dive. Sorry to interrupt you, but big dive for Jonathan Parker, going to clear Happyack. Parker was locked up there in the turn 13, but was able to get the pass done on Nick Happyack.
So that puts Jonathan Parker in 4th place now. He is quite a distance behind Hunter Peach. 10.7 seconds with 11 laps to go now in this race. But anyway, you can go to njbdesigns.com, and that is with 2 S's. That is not a typo up on the screen where you see the 11 to go just above that. That is not a typo. So it will be njbdesigns with 2 S's.com.
Designs.
Designs. You can also find them on Twitter or X, whatever you prefer to call lines. Same spelling. But Pete,
Pacey Wygent
still leading the race, but yeah, I think you were about to say what I was about to say. Pacey Wygent is closing in very quickly.
Yeah, I don't know. Peach did kind of get trapped behind Nathan Lehman to putting him a lap down for a little bit, but Wygent's been gaining before that. Pacey didn't take tires at that stage, and I really do think for a lot of drivers that's paying off right now. 138.369 for Wygent last lap. That was 1.6 seconds faster than Peach, who ran a 139.9.
It is funny to me to think that, you know, no tires is better than 4 tires. I don't get it. But last week it was Team No Tires that won. And tonight, I mean, you've got 4 tires with Hunter Peach and no tires with Wygent right here. 8 tenths of a second between each other with 10 laps to go for the race win.
We have had another apparently self-suicide death. Maybe maybe a wheel disconnected. Braden Holt just went just in the middle of a corner, like he let go of the wheel. Wheel just started shaking. Car went straight and into the fence. Possibly wheel and pedals disconnected. Unfortunately, I believe that will end the night for Braden Holt.
Hunter Peach is extending the gap just a little bit on Pacey Wygant. Wygant still right here in striking distance. And right here you see their last lap. Hunter Peach 138.092 with Pacey Wygant a 138.623.
Yeah, 0.92 for Peach. Still not officially counting because Hunter Peach apparently gets an off track every single lap. And I can actually tell you where it is. Off of that cut through, he's putting his right side tires in the grass every single lap, and it's working for him. It gets a big run off the corner by letting him extend out that exit. That's what we had mentioned in qualifying, that the times we're seeing in qualifying and practice, especially qualifying, probably not going to be the most reflective of what the actual race times will be, because you can be a lot more aggressive running wide and using the whole paved surfaces here at this FIA Grade 1 facility. So a lot of paved runoff is what that means. And we're seeing that used to full display by drivers like Hunter Peach here tonight.
And Hunter is blown away from Pacey. I believe that clean track really helping Peach right now.
Yeah, both ran really quick laps, a 138.3 to a 138.5. Peach 0.2 faster that time by. They are also pulling away by they were over a second quicker than the next three cars.
Look back here. Despite the fact that Parker has gotten past Nick Kapiak, he has not pulled away significantly. It is about a second of a gap between the two. So Parker not exactly having Kapiak hound him, but still not comfortable enough to just sit and cruise right now. And on the other end of things, Hunter Peach, he's got Dylan Chappell just up the road. And Cole Snyder and Giovanni Klein going to be battling for 11th. If you remember earlier, Cole Snyder had a spin. That was a three-wide battle with Klein and Parker. Cole Snyder going around across the nose of Giovanni Klein. Leader head.
That's not what.
Go ahead.
I would say that's not what Hunter Peach wants to have happen in front of him. He's not. He's probably going to catch them eventually.
Yeah, these guys are nose to tail. I was going to say Peach and YJ have gotten around Dylan Chappell.
And Dylan Chappell was very courteous, pulled down to the inside, and just slowed to let the leaders by on the front stretch.
And these guys are not far in front of Hunter Beach at all. It's about 6 seconds, but it'll go quick.
Yeah, Peach is absolutely blitzing the track right now. He's running low 138s every lap. Still has not run in a lap time that is officially counted today, but unofficially his fastest lap of 138.091.
And he's not the only one. Giovanni Klein, Nathan Lehman, and Josh Arnold also all have not had a lap time. As Cole Snyder runs wide, this is going to open up the door for Giovanni Klein, as Klein has gotten past Snyder. Snyder, though, is trying to get back to the inside of Klein. Was not able to do so.
Yeah, these are two really aggressive drivers. And Peach maybe starting to struggle a little bit. Last lap wasn't as good, and Wygen started to close back in a little bit.
See Giovanni Klein. A little bit of tire lock up there.
Yeah, this is not what Peach wants to see. Wygen has been closing back in on Peach as is, and this traffic could open up the door for that 0-0. And Pacey really needs a good run. He just has not had really any luck this season. Just kept getting caught up in incidents, usually not of his own doing. And just his pace has been up there, but just has not been able to get the finishes he probably deserves. Yeah, last time by, Peach was ran a 139.7, Pacey Wygen a 139.2.
5 laps to go. And the NJB designs 117.
Yeah, and I think what's really going to matter here is how Peach and Wygen are able to work around the slower cars of Giovanni Klein and Cole Snyder when they get to him.
See Cole Snyder here, and just behind, that is Hunter Peach. But it is very close.
And I have to bring you back and remind me, which driver was it that was running with Klein and Snyder when they got together the first time?
Jonathan Parker.
Was it Parker? That was Parker. Okay. I was gonna say if it was either of these two, there might be a little bit of a lack of courtesy being shown here. We'll see what Klein does. I believe he got warned last week for blocking the leaders. Although this last week he was a lap down, going 2 laps down. This time he's on the lead lap. In my opinion, as long as you're on the lead lap, you have the right to try to stay on the lead lap. But I'm not sure what the official rule is in this league regarding lap car etiquette.
So Hunter Peach now has Cole Snyder right there. Less than a second. Snyder is still on the lead lap.
Yeah, he's having to check up for Snyder through the S's. Snyder going to run wide. Oh, and that really worked out for Peach.
Oh, contact! Cole Snyder still ahead of Hunter Peach. I'm sorry, Pacey Wygen. Pacey locks up. Snyder still there.
I'm going to say some things here. Cole Snyder is racing bad right now. That's not acceptable behavior from a car going a lap down. He's literally trying to wreck Pacey Wygant.
Contact. More contact. Cole Snyder loose. More contact.
That was dirt. I'm sorry, but that was super dirty from Cole Snyder, that whole move. He intentionally let Peach go and then pulled down in front of Wygant. That's just not acceptable driving. Freaking dirty.
So there's 3 laps to go for Hunter Peach.
I get being pissed off at people. I'm literally suspended because I got angry at somebody last week. But at the same time in that race, I had the opportunity to do what Cole Snyder just did when I was getting lapped because I had damage and was off the pace. And I just got out of the way. I didn't affect anybody's race in the lead lap because when you're getting lapped, it's just not acceptable. And I don't know what past history there is between Cole and Pacey, but to me that looked really questionable.
So Hunter Peach.
Yeah, he's about to catch Giovanni Klein.
There he is. He's coming to the last couple of corners on track. I'm going to be shown 2 laps to go. Pacey really driving aggressive here, trying to catch back up to Hunter Peach.
Pacey is faster. He just got absolutely hosed by the way Cole Snyder raced him. Like, I want to see the replay and see if
the gap is under a second between Wygant and Peach, as Wygant is quickly closing in now as we are into an interesting portion. And Chase McGuire actually just spun out in front of leaders. He was out of the way.
Yeah, and I just real quick went back and looked at my only thing I could think of for why Cole Snyder raced him like that is it looked like Snyder was trying to get out of the way of the leaders into that little cut-through section. And Pacey, but just because of how narrow it was, Pacey didn't have room to get by him and bumped in the back of him. But he didn't wreck him. He just bumped him out of the way. And then Snyder responded by diving and driving aggressive. Giovanni Klein
out of the way.
Both the leaders there.
Pacey Wygant all over right the back bumper of Hunter Peach.
A white flag gonna be in the air. Peach gonna have to defend hard on this last lap. Pacey Wygant right there, and John Phillips a while back, but maybe hoping there's some shenanigans here on the last lap.
So here we go, heading into turn 1. Peach with a little lockup. Wygant with a send. He's to the inside. Little bit of contact. Wygant backs off. Hunter Peach has the advantage in the line here through the S's.
There's not a lot of passing zones on this track, so Wygant probably going to have to wait till they get back around to turn 12.
Here they come into this interesting little straight chicane. Hard left.
A little bit of walk up from Wygant. Peach got a great exit.
Hunter Peach now through this little switchback area.
And just to tell you how fast Pacey Wygant dropped in the 137s last lap, he is right back to the back bumper of Wygant, or of Two Peach.
Now heading into this very long, I guess you could kind of call it a carousel in a way.
Yeah, I'd say his carousel is probably an accurate term. Wygant gets a great launch off. He might have a chance at him here in the last corner.
We go 2 final lefts. Hunter Peach still ahead. Final quarter. Does Pacey have enough? He will not. Checkered flag is waving. Wygant actually loose. Hunter Peach is your race winner here at COTA.
Yeah. Yeah, and Pacey Wygant just
John Phillips finishing 3rd. Jonathan Parker 4th. Nick Kapiak going to be 5th. Jimmy Mensch officially finishes 6th. 7th. Kyle Tubb, he still is not even off the final corner yet. Right now comfortably sitting in 7th, barring any issues. Kyle Tubb will officially get 7th. Jose Ruiz, same situation here. Plenty of time ahead of Zachary Meredith. So Ruiz gets 8th. Zachary Meredith coming off the final corner will get 9th. 9 drivers finishing on the lead lap. Hunter Peach coming around, finishing the cool down lap. You know he's excited. He's come so close. And this guy right here, he loves racing a lot. And, you know, also, he was really excited to come here. This is not really his home track-ish, but it's still close. I mean, Texas Motor Speedway is technically his home track. But, you know, Austin, Texas is only a few hours away from Dallas, Fort Worth area. So Hunter Peach.
Nice little drive. Well, it's not a nice little drive. I-35 is terrible. But as somebody who lived halfway between Dallas and Austin for quite a while. By the way, other major news update. This is a JCTV record. Nathan Lehman, new holder of the record for most incident points in a single race. I think the 1Xs and 2Xs in this race got a little excessive as we had 3 drivers go over 100 incident points. Our race winner actually had 114 incident points.
All right. How many did Lehman have?
158. That's going to be a hard to beat record. He set the bar high. I can only dream of getting those kind of numbers.
I don't know if you'd want to dream about that, Brett.
I mean, it used to be my record.
Yeah. And then Harold Tucker took it over after the Daytona Road Course in the...
yeah. Well, actually, somebody had taken it over in a sack last season at Martinsville. I forget who it was. And then Harold Tucker, and now Nathan Lehman, proud holder of the crown.
So, we're going to head to interviews here momentarily. Before that, though, let's go ahead and show our unofficial race results. Hunter Beach, race winner, Pacey Wygant finishes second. John Phillips, my pick to win, third. Jonathan Parker, fourth. Nick Hapiak, fifth. Jimmy Mensch, sixth. Kyle Tubb, seventh. Jose Ruiz, eighth. Zachary Meredith, ninth. And finishing one lap down in 10th is Giovanni Klein.
Yeah, rounding out the field, Chase McGuire, 11th. Cole Snyder did some interesting maneuvers. He finishes 12th. Nathan Lehman, new record hole, 13th. Josh Arnold, 14th. Hunter Sr., 15th. Donnie Kite, last car, one lap down in 16th. Dylan Chappell finishes 2 laps down in 17th. Justin Quimby, 3 laps down in 18th. And then our 3 drivers who failed to finish tonight, Braden Holt, 19th. Kenneth Cheney did a flip, finishes 20th. And Mike Campbell, your final finisher, in 21st.
All right. That being said, let's go ahead and talk to our top 3. And I will go first. Sorry for pulling you up when you were in the middle of conversation with Hunter there, John. But 2 road courses in a row. You actually were my pick to win both last week and this week, if you didn't know that. I've been really, really impressed with your speed all season long, and a couple of great races. Tonight, things didn't really go your way, but still a great finish. So just kind of walk us through how it went for you.
Basically, I choked going into the first couple of corners. Last week, I wasted gas trying to warm up my tires for the start. This week, I saved gas for cold tires. So, yeah. That's what happened in turn 1 and 2, 3, 4. Just sliding all over the place, and everybody's jockeying for position. So it is what it is. Came back to a solid third. I also shouldn't have took tires. I feel like when I took those tires, my balance was off. I was sliding all over the place. I couldn't drive back up to where I was because I had, top 2 pace, but just tires at the end.
So with that pit stop coming, were you thinking about taking no tires and then ended up taking tires anyway, or was the game plan tires all the way before that pit stop happened?
To be honest, I didn't know what I was going to do. When the 48 pitted, I assumed he would have took no tires, so I was just debating that whole first run if I should take tires. And then I ended up just taking tires because Hunter, he pitted and he told me what his tires were at, and I was like, that's pretty bad. But it ended up not being the same for me, so my tires were good when I changed them. It's just the balance fell off. The car was unpredictable on new tires, especially for the first 3 to 5 laps. I was trying to hold off the 48. Pretty bad.
All right. Well, sponsor shout outs. Who gets it done behind that 7 machine?
I got a couple shout outs. Sponsors, FedEx, they get the bills paid. I like to shout out Donald Kite for last week for pushing me to the win and giving me some pointers. I like to shout out my girlfriend, shout out my twin sister and her husband for supporting, and thank you guys for being good at your good at your jobs. And yep, that's about it.
Alrighty, well, thank you so much, and congrats on the 3rd place.
Thank you.
John Phillips, your 3rd place finisher tonight. And Pacey was in the waiting lobby. Not sure.
I'll add him real quick and see if we can get him back here.
And, I mean...
We'll give him a minute. Need a minute. I know a little bit about that. Yeah, we'll give him a second here. I can imagine he's probably frustrated with Cole Snyder. Post-race, they were kind of exchanging words on the radio. I mean, my opinion is just you shouldn't be doing that as a lapped car. It's not the right way to race. If you're going a lap down, especially at a road course, give the leader, yield to the, like, you don't have to yield to the leaders. You can fight them, but don't intentionally make life hard on them. Once they get by you, don't be like trying to cross them over and stuff like that. Like, it's just, and that was you could tell looked pretty intentional to me. So I get why Pacey might be a little cross after that.
Well, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and bring in our race winner then. And I'm down here in victory lane with Hunter Peach. By the way, just real quick, Hunter, how does this sound? Race winner at COTA in Texas, Hunter Peach.
Feels great, honestly. You know, really not fully a home track, but close enough. And yeah, I think it was a Texas front row with me and Phillips there at the start. But it feels honestly really good to always win your home track. I don't know if you got that feeling or not in Michigan. Always great.
Yeah, the problem is I can't win at Michigan. I've come so close, it just won't happen. But
it feels good to win at COTA. First time I ever won here. Don't race it all the time, but I think I'm starting to figure out these road racing a little bit. After Daytona, I let that one slip away. We got more field this week, so I ain't got to worry about the field being low. That was a big plus to actually run. But no, Pacey did phenomenal. Made me go out of breath. I'm extremely exhausted. I don't know if it's what I ate or nothing earlier. My stomach hurts. But definitely had to drive the race of my life. Definitely made it hopefully entertaining for y'all, to say the least.
It was pretty entertaining, I'll tell you. Now, you had such a battle with Pacey for quite a while, as well as Cheney.
Yeah, it was Cheney.
Yeah.
Cheney and Pacey.
Yep. How hard was it to really just stay calm, but still stay focused on running your race and continuing to put pressure on both those drivers?
Honestly, just got to shout out my spotter Tyler Ratliff, coaching me through it, keeping me calm like always. Wasn't here last week for road. He was in Daytona for the truck race, but got him back this week and looking forward to seeing him race next week as well. But no, he was keeping me calm, just I saw how aggressive Pacey was getting in that first, and I was like, just let him go and, let them go battle each other. And then Pacey kind of ran him wide and one. I was like, I guess that's how we're going to have to pass, I guess. It was difficult to pass as it was. There's not really a lot of opportunities. I know Cheney was making in, I don't know what corner it was. It was after the straightaway. But that's where I felt the best. I was really struggling through the stadium part of the track. That's where it was just don't make a mistake through there every time. But no, got to shout out Tyler for, keeping me calm and just keeping me updated lap by lap, telling me just don't overdrive it, be calm, be patient. Just, yeah, got to shout him out.
All right, well, I'm going to let you have the floor for any more sponsors or shout-outs. Who gets it done for that 45 winning machine?
By the way, I don't know who y'all's picks were. I was kind of curious. Do y'all know?
Yeah, I actually picked John Phillips, and I can't believe I'm going to say that Brett actually was correct for once.
You
but
picked me?
Brett did pick you.
Yeah, I had faith in you. I had faith in you, man.
Wait, you're telling me you broke the curse?
I don't think I have a curse. I think it's a.
I was talking about the announcer every time they pick somebody, they never win. Is that a first or is that like a second?
Nah, I picked Jonathan. Back when I was allowed to pick Jonathan Parker, I would just pick him every week. So I got to
count Jonathan.
It doesn't really count, no.
But no, gotta enough with that. But gotta shout out JCTV Fastlane. We finally got y'all a win. It's about time. A long time, coming. And Pizza and Wings podcast. Second time being on the car. Ran good at Daytona. Bring it back here. Get the dub for them. Huge shout out to them, and as well as 213 Simware for being on the car, and obviously Toyota, best manufacturers, stayed every single week. Just get under y'all's skin, and I know everybody hates Toyota. And shout out to home state of Texas, for I guess allowing me to win, even though I'm not a big fan of this state. It's very humid and hot here, bipolar weather. I think that's about it.
All right. Well, Hunter, congrats on the incredible win tonight, and we'll see if maybe it's the first of many here this season.
Certainly hope so. Pocono is not a bad track for me. I think we can carry momentum over there. We definitely have it for sure.
All right. Looking forward to it.
Yes, sir.
Race winner, Hunter Peach. And I don't believe we are going to be able to catch up with Pacey tonight. So if maybe we could catch him in actually...
I see he's in there, but I don't know if we want to interview him or not. I don't know what league wants, so it's up to you.
Well, I mean, if he doesn't want to do an interview, I'm not gonna he can decline.
Yeah, and he's not waiting. He's not waiting in JCTV, and he's talking with people. So I would say probably nah, especially since we already went to the winner. So as somebody who said things I regretted last week on a broadcast after a heated incident with somebody, I will give him the benefit of the doubt of not pulling him into the broadcast booth.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna force him to. I mean, as a racer myself, I've been there.
Yeah, I get his frustrations.
So anyway, that's gonna do it from us here tonight. Still.